Good morning, everybody. 8:25 a.m. I had to take my daughter to summer camp today, so got a little later start than normal. 8:25 a.m. Welcome to my channel. Now, market's nuts. The market made all-time highs again. Technology was the strong sector yesterday, and that is really what moves the markets. Okay, the overall market yesterday was not strong. So this breadth is continually narrow. Okay, it's continually narrow. It's not an overall buy. Okay, market did strong start off overall. The breadth was pretty good, but then as the day went on, healthcare and financials weakened. So that's not the most healthy rise, but we're going right because it's market cap weighted. So without further ado, welcome to my channel. My name is Steven Gonzalez. I use market profile and buying profile to find structure in the markets along with gamma exposure, supply and demand, anchored view hubs, the most traded price of the year, the most traded price of the rolling month, the rolling week, and the previous day. All helps me find structure in the market. It's my roadmap. It's what I use to construct scenarios. And if you join me every day, 8:10 a.m., mostly, except today, I'm your one-stop shop for news. All right, why stocks are moving, right? Economic calendars, um, daily charts we go over, and then I go over it around 8:30 a.m. Today would be a little later. I go over trade scenarios, long and short, basically trade plans. All right, and I do that live. I don't prepare. I do it live. This is part of my process, so you guys can join me. And please leave a comment or a question while I'm doing it, and I'll be glad to answer it. Okay. And if you would like to subscribe to my channel and set an alert for yourself, that'd be awesome. All right. If you like it, give me a thumbs up. A like, be much appreciated. And again, you can follow me on social media at X at Gonzo719. I really got to remember to do the other platforms in there. Okay. All right. So, one little thing. What I'm going to start doing is certain videos and explaining each little piece of what I use to find trades, right? Why I look at all these things to make confluence for myself, right? It could be gamma exposure, it could be market profile, nuances like single prints, week lows, week highs, stuff like that. Most trader prices of the week, the month, why do they matter? All that stuff that I talk about sometimes, and people might not be like, what the heck is he talking about? So I'm going to do basically little lessons. So hopefully you guys enjoy that. All right, now let's get right into the mix here. Futures. All right, let's see here. Who's leading the pack? We got Ether up 2.32%. Bitcoin, can it rise back up after this pullback, right? It's up 1.42%. Silver's up 1.15. 10-year yield is higher again, up 0.73. VIX is up 0.57. Okay. Nasdaq's up 0.26. ES up 0.16. The dollar is up 0.10. Gold is up 0.05. It's pretty much flat. The Dow is pretty much flat. Russell is down 0.20. Remember, 10-year yields. Russell's very sensitive to yields. Okay, 30-year bonds being sold. Okay, that would put the rise in yields, right? Crude, I talked about this yesterday, broke that big uptrend, and it's been falling. All right, I'm trying to get a nice little push up to maybe I can join the selling, but we'll have to see. Now, I've been updating these lists a little bit. We got Mag 7 Plus, and you'll notice some changes here. All right, what did I add? Now, I added Berkshire Hathaway B class. All right, for a while that stock used to be like 3,500, something crazy. But now, I don't know why I didn't notice that. but it's down into reasonable prices. Okay, it's down to reasonable prices. So, and it's a very heavy weight in the financial sector. Very heavy, the heaviest. So I have to put it there. Okay. Now let's look at what's moving markets. Nvidia got a price target raise. It's up 1.41%. Okay. Coinbase getting love from Bitcoin. Netflix got a price target raise. Okay, up 0.64. Now here's another one, right? That's why I have it up there. Broadcom. Okay. Look at the price, 1756. All right, but whatever. That is going to have a 10-to-1 split on July 15th. That's why I have it up there. That's another heavyweight stock. Okay, it's just kind of untradeable a lot because it's so expensive. But that will change. That should be about 174 after the split, 10-to-1 split. All right, and we got Meta, we got JP Morgan, we got Berkshire Hathaway. Is there laggards today? Yes, AMD's pulling back. Tesla is down 0.67. Now Tesla was down big early yesterday and then got bought up. So I don't know what's going to happen with that. We'll have to see. Okay, so now moving on to the top sector stocks. Boom. There we are. All right. Now, Eli Lilly up 0.95. Things a monster. Goldman Sachs up 0.36. PepsiCo up 0.14. UPS up 0.13. Uber up 0.08. McDonald's up 0.06. All right, McDonald's got, I believe, a buy rating. No, price target lower, but it's still shown as a buy. All right. Now, who's lagging here? Salesforce, Chevron, Exxon, Qualcomm. All right. So now it's kind of interesting. You got AMD pulling back a little bit. You got Qualcomm pulling back a little bit, but the semis are strong, and we'll get to that in a second. Now, let's look at my swing trade list here. That is not my swing trade list. This is. Let's see what's moving here. I'm going to suspect some of the Bitcoin dudes to come up there. Now, Intel's very interesting. Intel's not a semi that's been moving, but it's moving now. I don't know how far it's going to go, but up 2.53. Donald Trump up 1.78. Bitcoin ETF up 1.65. No surprise. MicroStrategy, no surprise, up 1.43. Mara's no surprise. Riot, no surprise. Tilray. What else? Not much else moving too big. All right, let's go to laggards. Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Am I seeing that right? That's got to be an error. That's an error. Saying it's down 50%, it's not even true. That's an error. I believe it's Williams Sonoma. That's an error. Chewy down. Yeti down. Lucid down. Autodesk down. There's not much, folks. That's not really moving. That's not really shocking to me. All right, so that's what's going on there. All right, moving on to sectors. Let's do it. Sectors, here we go. Semiconductors leading again, up 0.49. Technology leading again, up 0.44. Financials getting some love today. Now, we do have financials reporting. Okay, starting on Friday, we got JP Morgan, Wells Fargo, Citibank, Bank of New York, Mellon, all reporting Friday. Okay, and I've been seeing target raises in financials this week. Coincidence? I don't think so. Okay. Communications up 0.13. Healthcare. All right. And we have a lagger. Energy. Energy does not move the market, so really not a concern. Okay. Now, that is our watch list here. Now we get into economic calendar. We'll go into some market news. All right. Let's do that. What do we got today? What do we got today? Well, it's something big. It's something big. Powell speaks at 9:15, but who cares about that when you have Fed Chair Powell testimony at 10 a.m. Fed Chair Powell testimony at 10 a.m. So I'm going to be listening to that. Okay. You got Fed Bowman at 1:30 p.m. All right. That's what we have for today. Tomorrow, Fed Chair Powell speaking again at 10 a.m. You got 10-year auction tomorrow at 1 p.m. More Fed speak following that. Okay. Obviously, we got CPI too on Thursday. But this is what we're concentrating on today is Fed Chair Powell talking today. He's going to be questioned. All right. Let's see if he can move the markets. He generally does. Now, let's look at some stock. Let's look at some upgrade downgrades, okay? If there's anything to note here. Now, here's one thing I'm talking about. You got Bank of America upgraded, right? To underweight to neutral. Price target of 42 from 37. Okay, remember what I was saying about financials. Okay, you got Lennar upgraded from underperform to neutral. All right, let's see downgrades. Downgrades, what do we got here? Chewy downgraded. That's why it's down. What else here? Paramount Global's downgraded. That's about it there. Initiations. Let's see those. I'm only going to mention stocks that I believe people are familiar with. Okay. All right. Viva. Viva got a price target or initiated coverage as a buy. Price target 240. I'm liking that. I have a little piece of Viva. Let's see price target changes. We'll go with target raises first. Apple got a target raise, shocker, 225. Who else here? Devon Energy got a price target raise from 52 to 54. Robinhood from 18 to 20. Who else here? Marvel, it's a semi from 90 to 95. Micron, it's a semi. I think this is why semis are moving from 160 to 165. Netflix from 725 to 775. Nvidia from 130 to 180. This is why these semis are moving. Now Qualcomm got a target raise, but it's down. Interesting. 205 to 225. Okay, now target lowered. Let's go to those. Target lowered. AMD, there you go. There you go. AMD's little weakness from this target lowered from 230 to 220. Don't know why that is. ON got a target lowered. And that's about it here. That's all I'm going to talk about there. All right, I thought that was interesting. All right, now let's move in here. I talked about Intel stock leapt 2.4 to gaining over 6% in the previous session, while Nvidia rose 1.5 and Marvel was up 1.5. The AI revolution continuing. Now I'm just want to see if any. Let's see. Eli Lilly stock rose 0.4 and Novo Nordisk stock fell 1 point after publication of data now showing Eli Lilly treatment Mounjaro leads to faster and greater weight loss than Novo's popular obesity drug Wegovy. Interesting. Okay, it looks like BP fell 4.1 after the energy giant warned that its second quarter results would be hit by lower refining margins. All right, let's go over to some other news here. All right, so we got Fed Powell before Congress could show developing case for a rate cut. Let's see. Fed considers rule tweak that could save U.S. banks billions in capital. Well, that's going to help financials. All right, it looks like EV maker Lucid to recall over 5,200 Air luxury sedans for software error. That ain't good for Lucid. So they were down a little bit before. And let's see what else. I don't really see anything that's really jumping off the screen here at me. All right, that Tesla $7 billion attorney fees. Let's see, a record $7 billion in attorney fees for 3 firms that successfully challenged Elon Musk's $56 billion Tesla pay package provides an incentive for lawyers to hold corporate boards accountable. An attorney for a company shareholder told a Delaware judge on Monday. All right. All right, now this is Disney news. The company unveiled plans to launch a new cruise ship that will set sail from Tokyo starting in fiscal 2028, adding a 9th vessel to the brand's growing fleet. All right. All right, here we go. Some target raises here. Let's see here. Let's see. Google. Jeffrey raises target price to 220 from 215. Apple. I talked about that price raise. Okay. I think that's what we're going to end it there. Now let's go over to earnings. We'll just go over it really quickly. They don't really start till Thursday. big boys. PepsiCo before the open, Delta before the open, Conagra before the open. Okay. Then on Friday, J.P. Morgan, Wells Fargo, Citibank, Bank of New York, Mellon. So financials really start on Friday. Okay. That's really what I see to talk about today. Now, I think we can move over to the daily charts. There's not much to talk about. All right, let's talk about this SPY. Little doji yesterday. Like I said, under the hood was really weird. Okay, because the overall market was weak, but tech was strong. Hence why QQQ had better more bullish price action. Okay, so you had a doji. Doji's just indecision. It did make a new all-time high. Okay, so not tons to talk about. Where are we at now? 555. We're basically at 556. We're basically right here. I mean, it's still bullish here. Close to the highs of yesterday, just crazy. And ES. Let's see how the ES looks. You can just see this is getting very frothy. Okay. So we're holding last week's highs. That's really it. That's really all we got to look at. There's not much to analyze there. Okay. Let's look at those Qs. See, the Qs had more bullish price action yesterday. Yes, it's still kind of like a doji, but it wasn't as weak. Okay. If you watched the market yesterday, there was times where the SPY was at the lows and the Qs were at the highs. So it was very big disconnect. Okay. Where are we at now? 498.50, let's call it. Are we really at 498.50? We are 498.50. We're gapping up, and it's unbelievable. All right, let's look at this Nasdaq. Semis are just unstoppable, right? There we are, making new all-time highs in the overnight session here. Okay, unbelievable here. Where can this go? I don't know. This train will stop. We just don't know when. Nobody knows the timing of it, when it will. Because it's getting very frothy. But July starts earnings season, and generally a bullish month. So what I think could happen, maybe we go sideways, maybe we pull back a little bit. I don't know. Right? So that's what we're looking at. All right? There's not much to analyze there. So we're going to move on to the triple-headed monster now. And we got yields to talk about. Bond market. Now this bond market, these are yields. So lower yields are good for equities. So we're in a downtrend here. And we're hanging out below the 200-day moving average, below the 100-day moving average, all right? Indecisive until maybe Powell says something, or CPI, okay? We're just hanging out in this range. So the bond market is just kind of waiting. Okay, let's look at the dollar, the second part of that triple-headed monster. Good old Dixie. Dixie pulled back, right? That Euro strength. So again, we're in the middle of the muddle here. Off the 100-day, resistance on the 50-day, moving average. Nothing to really see here. It's kind of indecisive. Waiting for more information, maybe Fed Powell's testimony, and then you get right into the CPI, PPI, okay? Not showing its hand, really. VIX, we don't have fear. This is 30 days out of fear. You got nothing there. No fear. Why would you fear? Right? Why would you fear? Nothing to fear. And that's really it there. Okay, that's really it. And we're going to get right into, excuse me, we're going to get right into my favorite thing to talk about, my scenarios and how I look at the market is that market profile, buying profile. We're talking about the market profile and the buying profile. Okay. Beautiful things. All right. Beautiful things. All right. Here's our ES. Let's make these nice and big today. All right. First thing we talk about. How does that profile look? This is known as a composite profile, which means it's more than one day. Okay. This is a rolling week profile. Now, here's our bottom. Here's our value area. 70% of the trade happens in the value area. And you have a little bit of this. Now, what's setting up? This is a bullish and balanced profile. Now, remember, yes, I talked about yesterday where it was here. And I said it's probably going to get excess. Well, it did. Okay, now this overnight has a bullish imbalance to it. You see this profile for the overnight? See this? See how it's just cut there? You need to have this. That's generally, a market doesn't end like that. You need that bell curve. Can it? Yes. It's very unlikely that it does though. Okay, now let's look at some structure, some other things. Remember what I talk about when I open my channel, right? I say most traded prices, okay, of the year, the month, the rolling week, the previous day, right? So check this out in the ES, okay? The most traded price of the week has officially moved up to 56.24, which is right here. That's bullish, okay? Price is here. What else was yesterday? The most traded price of yesterday was also 56.24. Okay, so that's a defensive line for the bulls. Okay, that's telling you the market is accepting these prices higher, and you're even above them. That's bullish. It's indisputable. It's not like I'm making it up. I'm not predicting it. That's what I love. Market profile, volume profile. Okay, in this level, just so everybody understands, is from the composite profiles that I have. So this, not this one in particular, the one in real-time trading hours, it just tells me automatically. I don't have to plot it out. It just automatically tells me, oh, that's the most traded price now. Like it automatically does it. I don't have to figure it out. Okay, so that's what we have going on here, right? This market's very frothy. But like I said, the market could stay irrational, then you can stay solvent. Okay, it doesn't have to make sense. It doesn't have to make sense. Now, what are we going to do? If you want to look at yesterday we did break this most traded price of Friday, which got selling ensued, and you dipped right into this demand zone and you popped out and you closed up here. Okay, that's what was the SPY was weaker yesterday. The ES was weaker. Okay, now let's look at this now. Now you have here's another tip here. You have a poor high, double top in the overnight. Okay, and it's also an all-time high. All-time highs are not made in overnight sessions. Okay, they generally do not stay in overnight sessions. They generally will be an all-time high will be in a real-time trading session. So this is not secure. What else is a key? 97% of all real-time trading hours hit the overnight highs or the overnight lows. 97%. Okay, so there's a good chance we test this and correct this profile. Okay, we break that double top. Now, again, I'll do this if there's anybody new watching. Look at this, what I do. This is market profile. That's all it is, 30-minute bars. That's all it is. And I'll make it smaller so the bars get fat. There we go. So that's all it is. 30-minute bars. That's all it is. Okay. Look how many times we came up and tested that level. That's why it's a poor high. Multiple, triple top there. Okay. Begging to be broken. Now that could be a bull trap. It could be a breakout area. I don't know. Okay. Okay, so let's look at this. All right, let's look at this. What do we have here? Yesterday's highs, yesterday's lows, overnight high, overnight low. But let's look at this. Here is overnight inventory. This right there is the only short activity overnight to all this long. Okay, so we're close to 100% net long. Now again, I talked about this yesterday. If you bought here, you're making money. 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 You bought here. So I'm expecting some nice correction. I just don't know when it's going to happen. Okay, very frothy. So, but you have a bullish imbalance up here. So what I'm going to look for, which I had somewhat of a plan yesterday, but tech was strong. You need tech to be weak to do something, okay, with merit to go down. People need to start selling tech. Don't know when that's going to happen, okay? So let's go with bullish cases here. Let's go with bullish cases. Now let me look at this again because I want to make sure if this demand is still here, this might have been broken. So let me just open this up again. Did it get broken? It did get broken, but barely. I'm going to keep that there. Okay, I'm going to keep that there. Okay, so let's look at this. Let's look at this. Now, let's start the scenarios. Okay. Now, I want to explain one thing. Okay, explain one thing. Here's the overnight low. Okay, this is be considered a weak low. So overnight low and the most traded price of the week and most traded price of yesterday line up. That is considered confluence. I can call it a confluence low. Okay. This area right here, bulls need to defend it. Okay. Got a demand zone here too, but bulls really need to defend this level. Okay. They really do. Now, why is that important? Well, if the most traded price of the last week, the rolling week, and of yesterday is here, longs are positioned here, right? So what if we do if we break that level? And you already know we're 100% net long almost overnight. Well, we're probably gonna go lower, all right, if we break and hold it. That's why the bulls need to defend it. So being that said, okay, let's get into these scenarios. Like I said, I do this live in front of you guys. So, all right, so here we go. You got this demand, which I don't trust a lot. Now look at this little skinny volume here. Very skinny. All right, very skinny. So what I'm going to look for, not this demand. All right, what I could see happening is, remember I said about overnight highs are not secure, and you have this poor high up here. I think we're going to pop up here. Okay. All right. And then I think we're going to come through the most traded price of this overnight, and we're going to sell off into here. You got the week-to-day VWAP right here as well. Okay. Then this demand zone and this demand zone will decide what happens today. If we come in here and we bounce higher low, I don't think we go rocket. We might go up to here. We also could do this and then balance off. But this is what I think. If the market still's got legs, what will happen? I think that's very highly likely. Okay. Now that's if this technology and semi stay strong. Right? All matters when the market opens, what happens? What does Powell say? Okay. Now, we're going to switch over to the bearish side. Okay. Very hard and over all-time highs because you don't have overhead supply. Okay. However, what do I need to see? Tech weak off the open. I need to see technology start to get some selling. If that doesn't really happen, we're probably not going lower. Okay. So here's this scenario. Same thing. I think we're going to come up here, push through this weak high up here, correct this bullish imbalance. If we go through that open and tech starts getting weak off the open, and we smash through this demand, there's not much holding you with volume right here. This is a little weak toothpick here, okay? Which I think we're come right down to this most traded price in this demand zone right here. This is that weak low I talked about. But really, it's like this area. Bulls need to defend this, okay? They need to. And what do you need to see? You need to see this demand takeout, this demand takeout, and if we can hold, start accepting value underneath that big level of 56.24, this market is going to dump, all right, into, there's the more demand down here, so right here, okay? I don't know how low this would go. Now, there's demand here, so I wouldn't expect this market to rip through it. But now if there's very, very weak, it could. I'd expect this. And maybe you rip through it and you start holding in here. Well, guess what you have here? You don't have tons of great volume in this day. You can come right back down and test that big, big level of 55.86. That's the breakout level. And there's also demand here. Could get a pop here. Okay? Now, a lot of stuff has to line up for this to happen. And again, I don't predict. So this is a scenario for me. So what does the scenario look like for me? Okay, we break the all-time highs. Tech gets weak. The overall market looks weak. That's when I'm like, okay, I like this setup. If tech is strong, I'm not even going to probably think about that scenario. Okay? All right. That is your ES. Now we're going to move over to NASDAQ. Let's see if NASDAQ scenarios are similar. Now NASDAQ, remember, was gapping up the last time I talked about it. See, it's a totally different market right now in the NASDAQ. See what I mean? Tech is just so strong that doesn't matter what the rest of the market does because tech could hold it up. It's like 33% of the S&P is XLK. That's the weight. So it's like, geez. All right. So let's look at this together. All right. Now, what do we do first? Look at the profile. All right, we got our profile here. This is looking more balanced. I'm being honest with you. Bell curve complete here. You notice the difference? Okay. Starting to really get stretched out here. It's getting very frothy. It could definitely keep going, but it's getting frothy. Okay. So, we have a gap up in the NASDAQ. We weren't even talking about a gap up in the ES. So, let's look at that ES again. Let me just make sure. Am I going crazy? Oh, wrong chart. We don't even have a gap up. But in the NASDAQ, we do. So, I'm not in love with this because their markets are not in sync. It's harder to trade when markets are not in sync. Okay, so we got to talk about this like it's a brand new thing. All right, so let's look at most traded price has moved up. This is bullish. 206.25 is the most traded price of Friday, of yesterday, and of the last week. No surprise there. Okay, price is here, bullish. We're gapping up, bullish. All right, all that's bullish. Now, let's see if this demand zone, we're going to break this out. Let's see if this demand zone got broken. It did get broken, but it's still holding, so I'm going to leave it there. It got broken slightly, but I'm going to leave it there. Okay. Sometimes I leave them there if it's still support, basically. All right, demand has basically been used up, but now it's a valid support level. All right, so what do we have going on here? All right, we got yesterday's highs, yesterday's lows, overnight low. Now I'm going to show you, this is very important. Overnight lows here, overnight highs here. It's very poor high. Okay, check this out in the NASDAQ. It's 100% net long overnight. Everybody's long overnight. Now, this is setting up for a possible short, a fade, okay, It is setting up. Now, let me explain that. Why? I can go lower from this, but look over here. It's what's on the chart. You got long here, you're getting paid. You got long here, you're getting paid. Long here, you're getting paid. Long here, you're getting paid. Long in the overnight, you're getting paid. What do you think is going to happen when the market gets weak? People are going to take profits. Okay? I don't know if that happens, right? I have to see tech to be weak. Like I said, I'm being a broken record about that. I want to see tech weak off the open for me to even to think about, okay, I'm going to really fade this. Okay? That's my thesis, all right? We're up, up. And think about the daily chart. Up, 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 up. Now we're up, 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 gapping up. I mean, frothy, right? So, we got to talk about gap rules now. Gap rules right here. Boom. In futures, gaps are highs and lows, not closes. Okay, so gapping up. Let's talk about those gap rules. All right, the most bullish is a gap and a go. Second most bullish is a failure to fill the gap and go higher. Third most bullish is a fill the gap and go higher. Okay, door number 4 is going back into yesterday's range. Just means buyers do not have the strength. That's how you gauge a gap. Okay, so most trader price in the overnight is up at the highs. Okay, we know we're 100% net long. Okay, so I'll tell you right now what I like to see. All right, now we don't have a weak. Yeah, we do. We kind of do. I was gonna say we don't have a weak low. We do. Weak low is here. Here's close, and where the overnight low is. So that's a weak low, 206.73, right here. All right, so right here, bulls need to defend this demand zone, and they need to defend here. Okay, so look at that. The Nasdaq has a lot of places to get defense, which is why it's hard to fade the market. Like, it would be hard for me to fade ES or SPY, knowing that there's so much demand in the Nasdaq. It's kind of hard. I need to see this market totally get flipped out by Powell's comments or something. Okay? All right. Being that said, we have an all-time high in the overnight again. Remember what I said, 97% of all real-time trading hours touch the overnight highs and the overnight lows. All right? All-time highs are not made in the overnight session. Okay? So, let's talk about scenarios again, right? Let's talk about scenarios again. All right, we're going to go bullish because that's what this market is. Okay? I don't believe this demand zone is very strong. Can it act as defense? Yes. In my plan, I'm not in love with that pullback there. Okay? So what I think is going to happen is I think we're going to maybe pull back, push up, break this week high, make new all-time highs in the real-time trading hours. Okay? Then I think we're going to come back through. If we come back through this most traded price, we're going to get some weakness. All right? Now look, you don't have a lot of volume down here. That's weak foundation. I think we probably break through here. And this is really, right here is the gap fill. Okay? This area, bulls have to defend this. This is the gap fill. Could happen, right? Tech strong, all right. You take care of the overnight, the 100% net longs, and then you get this could be a bear trap. And you come in here, higher low, and then I think we can move up. Again, I don't know if we move up, 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 up. I think it could be a up and a kind of a range. Okay. Now, second to that, okay, you have this area. You got a demand zone. You got the most traded price of yesterday and of the week. All right. So I can't get bearish here, and if the market defends that, that's also what could happen. So market could come down here, and that's the next defense for the bulls. Right. This could be another bear trap. You come into here, higher buy, and you come up here, and you could make balance up there. Okay, unless we break that, this most traded price, which is 206.25. If we break that, then I have to change. If we defends, it gets defended, we're bullish. Okay, that's how I look at the markets. Let's talk about bear stuff. Let's talk about the bearish stuff. All right. Now, the only thing, all right, don't get me wrong, there is a trade setup, okay, for the short. Remember, bulls need to defend this area to really get some selling, okay? But let's be honest, you could make short, you could do a short with the over 100% net long scenario, okay? So like I said, I think we push up, make all-time highs. If we come through the open and here, that's the most traded prices overnight. These are long stacked up. What I'd like to see is us push through this, break that support, and maybe hold here. Definitely could ride down to the week low of the overnight lows. And I think what I would guess what would happen if you get tech weak, we're going to test this area. Now look, that could be a definite trade. Again, this is not investment advice. I'm not a financial analyst. I'm just saying that this is definitely viable short, right? The real one though comes when we break this level and say, let's say we break yesterday's lows and let's say we even come back. But if we hold under this level, boy, this is not good for the NASDAQ because you can just rip down. Okay, because look under here. I'm going to show you something here. Look at the weak volume in that move up. That is not strong foundation. Look at the volume. Look, it's not that great. So this is all right here. This is more of a swing tradey. I'm going to hold this thing because I think we're finally going to get a pullback. Okay, that's my scenarios, folks. I like to have these markets sunk up. I don't really like trading when they're not. So that's what I'm looking at today, right? Remember, XLK, technology, those tech stocks drive the market. It's market cap weighted. Do me a favor. Look at the Dow. Look at the IWM. Look at the RSP, which is the equal weighted. The market's not moving. Okay, that's why. Look at the SPY. It is all-time high, all-time high, all-time high. RSP ain't making all-time highs. The breadth is weak, right? But it doesn't matter. We trade this market, so. All right. Hope everybody enjoyed this content. I got a little long-winded, I think, but I'm just trying to give a lot of information out there. That's all I'm trying to do. Okay. If you enjoyed my content, please subscribe. Trying to build the channel, folks. Set an alert. All right. And if you did enjoy it, give me a thumbs up or a like. Okay. Hope I'm providing content that's you can use. That's what my goal is. All right. You could also follow me on X at Gonzo719. All right. Again, I have to add the other platforms on there. All right. So everybody have a great day. Powell's talking at 10 a.m. I'm going to be listening. Okay. So have a great day, and I'll probably see you guys tomorrow.